like just average casual dad gamers have been mind fucked into.
I honestly didn't even look at the shop. I just saw this video and I added it into the list. I can't believe they are selling another fucking pricey ass fucking horse. Like, I get it. This is the Blizzard that we have now, but D4 ain't that great. I'm just gonna say, like, I play it casually. You know, D3 was way fucking better. And the fact that they are making all this money off of a game that isn't even better than the last one. It's crazy.
To thinking that the way for them to solve
Off
this
these
problem
cosmetics.
or the way that, you know, like, oh, well, I don't have time to play the game. So the solution to me not being able to play the game is that I have to spend more money. Why the fuck do you have to spend more money? You already bought the game. Get the fuck out of here. It's so stupid.
In the beginning, I want to say that I have a...
See, I normally do not have a problem with like shop stuff, but where I do have a problem is if your game sucks and you're selling shop stuff. In WoW, I've never really thought twice about it because I fucking love WoW and it's worth it to me. I'm in there all the time, every day, you know? So I really don't care. Like $20 here, $20 there, who the fuck gives a shit? But D4 can't even hold me. Like, I have played one day this season. And that one day was streamed a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Like, I just think that maybe you should work on better content before you're selling $65 horses. Like, fucking WoW doesn't even have a $65 mount. Well, not yet. You know, honestly, you're gonna sell a $65 horse in fucking D4? The time is coming, guys. Like, if they can do it in D4, they could sell a $100 fucking horse in WoW. Like, I'm surprised they haven't tried that. Yeah, the fact that they're doing it in there and not WoW. WoW is where the people that would spend money on mounts is. Yeah, kind of crazy.
Point I want to make, and you're going to need to watch all of it to get my point and tell me if you agree or not.
Watch the whole video.
So there's a conversation that's been going on lately about cosmetics, their pricing structure in Diablo 4. Pretty much every day somebody is coming into my chat and saying something along the lines of, Darth, have you seen the $65 paid cosmetic horse in Diablo
that's a lot.
4? And then I have to do my response to this. So let's look at the articles that are being written currently. Let's look at the...
Yeah, just one little pause here. I'm just going to say, I think they target streamers. I don't think they target players at all. Because, you know, either streamer, like high-end streamers, or people with a lot of money. Because who the fuck can afford a $65 horse in a fucking video game? You know, like they're just, you know, it's always the whales they're after, right? But you know, they know they can start with the streamers because they'll buy it and show it off on their stream, and yeah. And then streamers are advertisers pretty much, right? Because if they're running around with a $65 horse, that's pretty much a free ad right there.
This is my take about it, is like, I really don't give a fuck that much about it. Like, it's always funny whenever they do something like this because of how ridiculous it is. But, like, this doesn't really move the needle in terms of me being more or less interested in the game. Like, I don't really care. It's fun to laugh.
I don't really care, I guess. And yes, I'm the same. It doesn't affect whether I like it more or dislike it. I just don't think that you should be focusing on cosmetics when you should be focusing on better content. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if the game was better, then maybe I wouldn't care so much. But it really isn't. You know, yeah. Yeah.
Fat though.
Reddit post. So let's look at the conversations that are going on Twitter, and let's break down exactly what's going on with Diablo 4 cosmetic microtransactions. This is the primary example. $65. This was posted 22 hours ago. The new Scourge mount can be purchased in a bundle with 7,000 platinum for $65. And then they show right here this horse. Pretty good looking cosmetic horse. There is no way
I think it's kind of stupid for $65.
Yeah, I think it could come
Like,
with
I'm
a
gonna be honest,
little
I do. I think it's
saddle
kinda
at
stupid.
least.
I think they could do a better job on the horse. $65.
It is not under an
I think it should be, if it's gonna be $65, it should be a mount with the cosmetics. But reading that, because it says the Scourge mount can be purchased in a bundle with 7,000. I imagine the next word is the currency, which I think's platinum or something. I can't remember. For $65, you know what that means? That line? They did this. They did this before. I remember this exact situation. So that means lots of people bought that last one. So we're screwed. This is just the second one. They're gonna keep going. Clearly enough people bought that first one because they, it's a mount with currency, right? Yeah. Because at first with that first one, I thought it was, even although it said in a bundle with currency, I thought it was the currency and then you use that currency to buy the mount. But 7,000 and then a mount, like, not to me, but to some people might seem worth it. And yeah, clearly it was to some people. Yeah. They're going to be doing this every fucking 3 months, probably.
There's a Vitreous Stone Drake. It comes from Slabhide in the Stone Core 5-man dungeon. It was released in World of Warcraft Cataclysm. It was a 1% drop rate, and the scales on it had the same color. And it was free. You could just get it if you killed the boss and the item dropped. That was a long time ago.
You know... And this might show how little I have actually played D4 because, like, I love Diablo, but D4 just isn't, like, hitting it for me, right? That's why I casually play it. I have my fun in it, but I don't have enough fun to play all the time. But I remember making a comment like a couple of months ago. Someone had told me that they got a mount for free, and I was shocked. I was like, how'd you do that? How'd you get a free mount? Yeah.
There's no other way in the game.
I got it
myself. Somebody with this horse, they spent $65 on the bundle in order to acquire the horse as well as the platinum that comes with it.
Match the
this
Warrior
is one
Tier
of the
11.
primary examples that people will use when they talk about the pricing of cosmetics in the game. So the first point I want to make is the point if people say that it is a $65 paid horse skin, that is disingenuous. It comes with $70 basically of platinum, their premium currency. You can argue the structure of the premium currency pricing if you want, and then you get the horse as well. One argument to be made would be there's no way to get this horse unless you buy.
Look at this little show off to YouTube fucking plaques there. You know, if I ever got a YouTube plaque, you guys would never see it. You know, I don't have the camera shooting up right now, but it has in the past. I bet you guys have no idea what poster that is. Yeah. I bet you guys don't even know what statues are behind me right now. You know, unless you've seen me, expand the camera before. But, because I don't change the room. The room has looked exactly the same for a long time. So if you've been around for a while, you probably know. But, you guys probably can't even tell what's behind me. And if I ever got the plaque, it would go on that wall. Actually, it would probably go by the poster, so the camera would never hit it. So, yeah, no one would ever know I even have a plaque.
Buy that much amount of platinum and you get it as a bonus, in which case I would agree. This horse is locked behind a $65 purchase, though you're not paying $65 only for the horse. My opinion,
you get a bundle full of other bullshit.
Yeah, 7,000 currency.
I would rather cool looking items in these games, particularly games that are paid AAA games where we pay upfront pricing. I personally would prefer the best looking skins in the game to be chase related items.
Well, don't you like the fact that the reward horse from killing Uber Lilith, the hardest boss in the game, that's bugged and fucking garbage,
is it nice?
And it makes it even harder? Don't you like the fact that the reward from that is a red horse that's almost the exact same as another red horse, and they could be easily considered the exact same thing if you weren't looking closely?
I wish the editors would put it up, because I don't know what that mount is.
Because they're both red.
Ward-based items.
What did he say?
However,
from
understand this is a
everyone's saying Lilith horse. Let me see. So that's the horse. And it doesn't look that great, honestly. Like, maybe people are happy with it. I guess that's it with armor. I don't know. To be fair, from the get-go, I've been pretty picky with the Diablo mounts. I have nothing against horse mounts, but they all look so plain. You know, the thing that makes them is the armor. Yeah. It's like this one, I don't like it, but I like it better than this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's really the cosmetics that makes, I guess that's legit what it looks like. Yeah, I see nothing special about that, which is crazy because isn't Uber Lilith like hard? I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be one of the hardest things. And yeah.
And the access to the shop and selling these different cosmetics will actually help the development of the game, though it's hard for me to say that when it is a multi-billion-dollar company that owns them. So if you're asking,
I mean, I'll be honest. I think for the offering of, like, the actual amount of content on release for Diablo 4, was it really worth $70? I mean, I played it for a long time, but I'm also like
I agree. You know, I think the only people that benefit off of the price of D4 is streamers, you know, because, well, we'll say high-end streamers because they're making enough money to cover the cost of the game. And then I guess people that actually like D4, you know. Me, I personally, I think over the years, it will be worth it. But right now, fuck no. It was a complete waste of money. Yeah. And unfortunately, Diablo's just something I've been playing as long as I've been playing Warcraft, right? So, you know, I bought it for that reason because I loved 1, I loved 2, I loved 3, you know. So, of course, I was going to buy 4. It's kind of like in WoW. You know, WoW has sucked for me anyway, 3 expansions. You know, I absolutely loved WoW all the way up to basically BFA. You know, and I still buy their expansions. You know, the only difference is they at least have something that's good in there. D4, like, I don't know. Like I said, it's good for casual play, I guess. But the way I used to play seasons in D3 and then how I play seasons in D4, there's a huge fucking difference. And those of you that have been around my streams for, you know, majority of the time I've been streaming, you know that difference, because I used to like stream every day of the fucking season. You know, in D3 we were always at least 1,000 Paragon. You know, like that was the minimum pretty much. I was always over that, but you know, and with this one, like the last season, I didn't even look at the battle pass to collect my rewards. They actually sent it to me because I forgot to collect it. You know, so that just goes to show. Yeah.
Hardcore gamer for that.
But unfortunately, and I'll back his up so we can actually hear what he said, but the reality is there must be enough people that like it, right? And I think it's the Diablo hardcore people, right? Like it's the same with WoW. You know, the WoW hardcore people pretend it's great. You know, they will play it no matter what, right? Yeah.
Type of game.
Okay, I'll back them
I think
up
that
here.
if you compare $70,
okay.
I mean, I played it for a long time, but I'm also like a very hardcore gamer for that type of game. I think that if you compare like the single player experience for Diablo 4 on release, like for me it was worth $70, and yeah, if you play it to get to 100, obviously you got your money's worth. But man, I really feel like there wasn't a lot to it, man. Because like it was the campaign, right? And then you have the dungeons, which are basically like the outdoor areas in that zone. Maybe like a couple of places are different. And like there's 120 dungeons, but there's really only 12 because every dungeon has 10 other dungeons. It's pretty much the exact same. And then like even the capstone dungeons are just the same bosses. And then you just go through a progression loop of killing the same thing over and over, like at the beginning of the game.
See, for me, it was boring way before that. You know, I haven't even really got to that point because it's so fucking boring. I don't want to play that far into it to get to that point. Yeah. So I don't know. And I feel like if he wasn't a streamer, he'd be just how I am. Yeah, because he's a very similar type gamer as me. You know, basically he mained WoW and was no-lifing one game, and then, you know, played games like Diablo, you know, because he also plays POE. Although I think he should give Grim Dawn a try, honestly. You know, he talks about liking all these games that are like Diablo, but he hasn't played the best one out of them all, which is Grim Dawn. Yeah. Although I could see him raging over deaths, because in Grim Dawn, if you die, you lose experience. So I could see that being a negative for him.
The game, like, was this really worth $70? I mean, if somebody told me like I bought the game and I feel like I didn't get my money's worth out of it, it's like, oh, I mean, I can see that. Yeah, it just seemed like very, like pretty flat. I mean, like now it's better, right? It's definitely better now, but like on release, it really wasn't that great, man.
Me, if I get really pissed off, I know there's a lot of Reddit posts, there's a lot of articles about it. I don't tend to care that much about cosmetics, with the point aside that I think the best looking cosmetics in the game, the stuff that
one's
really
not bad, actually.
Like, that guy looks cool, should be in-game chase achievement based items in
for
order
sure
to have the prestige.
Yeah, I mean, and these things are so cool. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if these items, like if Blizzard said that if you beat Uber Duriel, you get this horse, and if you hit level 100 on a character, you get that character's armor set.
See, that's what I mean. Remember earlier I was saying that, like, that Lilith horse should be a horse with cosmetic? Like, yeah. And 100% they should be in-game. But you know why it isn't. You know why there's a $65 horse and why there was the first one. Because clearly we know this one is because they sold the last one. But the first one existed because of Diablo Immortal. Like, yeah, they told us that it wasn't going down that path, but I didn't believe them from the fucking get-go. Of course this shit's gonna be costly. You know? Like, you really think they were gonna go cheaper than they did that? Like, yeah. The, D4 is just gonna be pricey cosmetics. Like, even a transmog set in D4 is like $40. Once you price out the cosmetic. For me, anyway. Canadian, $40. So, 30 US.
For this, like, Chinese New Year shit, I would probably play the game. I think this stuff looks really cool. But it's just on the store, and so it's worth nothing to me. Kind of sad. Really, it's just kind of sad.
With
me, I get that argument, but I have never cared because, well, one, I'm a solo player for the most part. I don't even really have a whole lot of friends that are playing D4. All my friends play WoW, or they don't. But no one's really playing D4 except for maybe a few, right? So if I were to buy something off the shop, it's for me. I'm like that in WoW too. Like I don't want to say I don't care about flaunting stuff because like I've been riding my love rocket, every love is in the air since the year I got it. But then again, that's not a store mount, I guess. But really, I don't gain mounts to show them to other people, right? I gain them for myself. So I've never really cared about that aspect. Like, yeah.
One of the coolest items in any game, in my opinion, is the party hat in RuneScape.
It's kind of like, how they always say especially in WoW, they'll always say, what's the point of mount farming if there's no one to show it off to? It's like, as long as I'm there, like I would still mount farm if literally every last person quit the game and the servers were still up. I would still be sitting there mount farming. Just saying.
That is a great token example of something that is a chase item. However, with the point aside, paid cosmetics do not ruin the game for me. However, it might leave a sour taste in your mouth depending upon how you look at it.
Hold on. Batteries died on my vape. I'll be right back. I just grabbed my purse. I'm sure they're in there. I usually put a spare set for work.
Cosmetics, the pricing doesn't exactly make you feel respected as a player. Let's look at one such example that is being used as
I would say the game loop doesn't make me feel respected as a player. It's the same fucking thing every single time, man. If you tolerate this kind of stuff rolling over and saying I don't care, when exactly does somebody expect the devs to stop doing it? Well, like
it's too late.
I'm like tolerating it or saying I don't care.
I laugh at that fucking comment every time I hear it. It's like, you're not gonna stop it, buddy. Like the chat's not gonna be able to stop it. The high-end streamer's not gonna be able to stop it. It's way too fucking late. Store shit has been selling for fucking 20 years roughly now. Yeah. Well, we'll say like 15. Yeah. 15 years we've been doing microtransactions pretty much in games. Like it's too late. The time to stop it was like 10 years ago.
Or like, I don't, like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't make them not do this. I can't control what they're gonna do. Like, I'm just, yeah, I mean, I'm not buying it. That's my solution, is like, I'm not buying it. And even though it looks really, really cool, I'm not gonna buy it because it's just bullshit.
Yeah, I haven't swapped them out yet.
Fairly negative example of paid cosmetics, which I would actually agree with this one. So if you go to add-ons here, while the horse comes with, you can see 7,000 platinum here. Let me actually move my camera.
It's the top offering too. Look at that.
7,000 platinum for $65. And if you look at the platinum cost, 7,000 platinum is basically $70. I mean, you get a
right in the middle, so you can't buy 7,000.
Pay basically, but $10, 1,000 platinum. Okay, but
how did they get away with saying that it's
go back there?
Extra, they say.
So you see those prices. You notice how it says USD. So yeah, you can imagine how much. Like, I am so glad I am not really into, you know, I won't say I'm not into D4. Like I said, I have my moments where I do enjoy playing it once in a while. But I don't like it enough to shop, right? And I'm glad for that, because I'm just gonna say, you know, even if I bought that 5,700 one, which is not 7,000, you know, so you'd still, like, if you wanted to buy 7,000 currency, you'd have to buy that 99, and that would be like 120 Canadian. The 50, I think, is roughly, I don't know, 70, I guess. Like, that shit's pricey, man.
Say free, but you get more the more you pay, basically. But $10, 1,000 platinum. Okay, but if you
how did they get away with saying that it's free if they're
those dark pathways look badass. You know, I'm just gonna say, yeah, those look nice. I have one that looks like the red one though, and then this battle pass has one. I can't remember what color it is. So yeah, maybe I don't need them. I hate liking things in a game I just play casually, but that one is pretty nice.
Option to be able to buy it. Like, I feel like that's like kind of a scam to say that it's free. It's kind of like whenever you bring something out,
I miss
say
here?
It's on sale.
Hold on.
But $10, 1,000 platinum. Okay, but if you
how
look
did
at
they get away with saying that it's free?
The free currency afterwards, yeah.
If there's never an actual option to be able to buy it, like, I feel like
because then free is the only way. That's how. If there's no option to buy it, then of course it's free.
like that's like kind of a scam to say that it's free. It's kind of like whenever you bring something out, you say it's on sale. I don't know. Like, how is that not against the law? Like, somewhere in Europe, I mean, I think it kind of should be. It's deceptive.
This one for $30 that gives 1,000 platinum as well, you're going to realize that these are portal cosmetics that are more or less recolors with some cool glowy shit around it, maybe lightning.
You really tell me, bro, like the POE, bro, the POE portal, like you open up like a fucking gateway into a Roman gladiatorial arena, and then like the two sides of it are like two barbarians that are fucking hulked out holding like axes, and there's like a red portal with like a, you know, black statues around it. Like, this really, like, this is from a
is that really what the POE portals are?
This game, like, how the fuck?
Let me look. I should try that game again. But that is pretty badass. And then this one, what is this one? I've played POE before, but it was like back when it first came out, more or less. Back in like, I don't know, the first couple of years, I guess, of POE. But are those portals that you can put up? I feel like POE looks totally different now. Yeah. That's why I'm always thinking of giving it another try because, you know, it looks like a whole new game now. Would be in the supporter pack? Was that for... Did they always have these portals? Shit. Because supporter pack would have been like back in like years ago. What's this one? Oh, that is way too much going on. "30 stunning portals." Damn, I'm curious now. We're in the middle of a video, though. How long is it? 12 minutes? Whatever. Let's see. Do I have this one? Oh no, it isn't muted. That's a portal? That one looked badass. Jeez, they go ham on the portals. This is only the second one. That is nice. Oh, he's like transmogged to look like the portal. That's cool. Oh man, they are gonna make me play POE now. Like, I would totally play for these portals. Ooh. Ooh, that one looks nice. It's okay. I like seeing like the round portal. That one's got cool colors to it. Whoa, I like that one. That one's badass. Oh, that one swings? That feels kind of necro-y. Ooh, purple. The only problem is the purple's the only good part of it. I'm not loving the rest. Oh, that one looks nice. Whoa. Is it gonna break? No? That would have been really cool. If it broke and then, like, yeah, you walk through it. Oh, there's a nice purple one. That's the one we saw in that tiny picture. Man, that looks nice. Ooh, I like that one. Oh, that one's nice. Fuck, they do good on portals. Jeez. It's nice and flashy, I guess. But I don't know. If it was free, I guess. Oh, that one looks badass. I hope it, like, sucks you in when you... Yeah, go through it, buddy. Aw. I feel like they've shown off so many, like, red ones that this is just mediocre, this fire one. There was so many better red ones. It's nice. It's probably one of their most plain ones. but it still looks good. Man, they have a lot of portals. Oh, that one looks good. Damn, the game looks pretty crisp. I don't remember it looking that crisp. That's nice. That's gotta be some hard mode. I think I'm gonna say that's the nicest one. It has the most detail. Like, there's a literal staircase going up to it. Like, there's no way that's easy. Oh, I thought that was gonna be a heart. It kind of looks like a heart. Whoa. Wow, that one's amazing. Damn. We're getting into the good ones, guys. They've all been pretty good, to be fair. Yeah. That reminds me of my mini-map in WoW. It turns like that too. Damn, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Do you do this? Like, dude, the POE portals are like 1,000 times better than this. And I'm gonna be honest.
After watching that video, which is why we watched it, I agree. Yeah, I have not played POE in years, but you know, and are those portals new? Because I never really earned a portal. Like, did I just not? It's got to be like end game content, right? Because I never made it to end game content in POE. So, like, either that or these portals are newish. Like, not new as in like this year or anything, but, you know, something newer than the first couple of years of POE. But they are awesome. Like, Diablo 4 could definitely use some inspiration from POE for the portals.
I don't use them. If I was going to buy a portal skin, I would just go back and get the Atziri portal skin. The red portals. There it is.
I use the portals. Yeah. I got the red one from last season, and I have one from this season, and I have them applied on all my characters. Yeah. I very much like portal skins.
I'm done. I don't want a crazy weird portal. But damn, it's cool that they have the option. Like, look at the POE portals. Like, I want you guys to see.
Oh,
this.
don't
Here's
go watch a video. Oh my god, I literally just went and watched a video. Okay, he's just watching a POE one. It's 20 seconds. Okay. I was
Decent,
gonna say.
right? Came out 4 years ago.
I was gonna say that would be my luck to randomly watch some other video while I'm watching his video, and then he goes and finds that same fucking video.
Not that much different. Let's look at some more. Okay,
No,
all right,
no,
here we go.
let's not, because I just watched.
There's one portal right there.
Jesus. I literally just watched.
That.
Oh my god.
All the shit on the ground, everything like that. Betrayal, yep. Here's another one. Oh, wow.
You should have just watched the video
wow.
I watched, because it was way better, Asmon.
Ooh,
Could have them
I haven't
all
seen this.
in one video.
That one's cool. Yeah, it is, right? Look at that. Here's another one. Oh, look at that. Is this bestiary?
Well,
Oh, wow.
I guess on a plus, because you guys know damn well this will probably be turned into a video. But on a plus, I guess you get my experience of seeing them, and then you get his. because I really thought he would just kind of go back. I didn't think he was
That's
gonna pull up
nuts.
all the portals.
Another one. Holy shit. Holy shit. Bro, this is like the World of Warcraft.
The
starting
playlist,
soon, or
the
fucking, like,
playlist he's
classic WoW
looking at
login
is called
screen.
microtransactions.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, does that mean you gotta buy these? I didn't even think about that, right? Because PoE is supposed to be like all innocent and stuff, so I wasn't even thinking that these might be microtransactions in PoE. I looked at their shop years ago, and the only thing back then that you could really get was bag slots or something. So I haven't looked at their shop in fucking long ass time. Yeah, they barely had a shop when I looked at it last. Well, on a plus note, you know, the nice ones will be easy to obtain, I guess.
So yeah, anyway,
You didn't even look
wow,
at
man.
them all.
What the hell's all this? So yeah, anyway, back to
What the fuck are you
back to
doing?
this.
You know, if you didn't have so many fucking tabs up, maybe you would remember what tab is the current video you're watching. At the very least, like, don't you like focus your eyes towards a tab and then you just be like, okay, that's the tab to go back to, right? Like, that's what I would do. You know, like, he's got Reddit right to the left. So I would be like, okay, you know, when we come back to the page, we'll just pick the tab that's to the right of Reddit. Boom, done.
These are class-based. So
Or
this
you
is
could
the
just
rogue
close some
one.
tabs.
Okay, this right here is the necromancer one. So
Oh,
you get
wow.
a skull that pops up. This one right here is your
And he wonders why he has audio issues. I 100% guarantee you it has something to do with all those tabs open.
druid one. So you get vines around it. This right here is $10 worth of platinum, and then you have another $20.
Was that a
If
Diablo
I
4
showed
one?
this
Because
to my
that one
dad-
didn't look too bad.
And I said, which one do you think came from? Nah, because he would probably be able to predict that I'm like trying to play.
I haven't played PoE in years, and I could tell the difference between a D4 portal and a fucking PoE. Like, you know, just off of watching that video, clearly they put way more work into the PoE portals than Diablo puts into theirs.
Him into a trap, so he would probably say the shitty one. It's like, you know, like a fucking you know, like Indiana Jones Holy Grail thing. So he would probably fucking immediately think that shit out. But like, because he's like, why would you ask me that in this way? But if I asked a person that like wasn't ready for it, you know, guess what they'd say? Which one is the which one is the bullshit one?
So it basically boils down to like $20 for 5 Porthos, $4 for this Portho, and it's up to you to determine whether or not you think there's a value of $4 for one of these Porthos. All right, that's basically what it breaks down to. To be fair, however, for the people that do not believe in these cosmetics, I want to make a few points as to why cosmetics could actually be unhealthy for a game of this nature. First of all,
you know, that person that says, nah, I'm going to McDonald's instead, I'm just going to say McDonald's has gone a little pricey as well. You know? I remember when McDonald's was like a cheap alternative because you had to eat or something and you were out, right? Now, like, you gotta ponder. You gotta decide whether you really want to, spend the money. Fucking McDonald's not cheap no more.
Oh, look at the horse. One of the coolest looking horses locked behind a
It is nice. It is a nice horse.
Imagine if this horse came out with different tiers, sort of like the gladiator mounts in World
This is the argument that I've been making for 10 years that nobody cares about. Like, is that, like, if you go back and you look at a video that I did, Asmongold store mounts WAD, you will see this video.
Jeez, he always pulls up this video.
Real talk about store mounts. This came out 8 years ago.
What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today we're going to be talking about store mounts. Recently, the PTR has been updated to patch 6.2.2. Now, personally,
I thought it was cool. But, I mean, the thing is, like, I complained about store mounts 10 years ago, and people said I was stupid. People said, like, oh, no.
Yeah, and isn't it funny that just a bit ago I made the comment that 10 years ago was the time to do it? It's kind of hilarious they made that video 10 years ago. I wasn't, like, I don't know when he makes any of his fucking content, right? But I just know I've been playing WoW since 2004, right? Like, I know the timeline of when people started putting money into the game. Yeah. That's where that comment came from.
No. This is good. This is good. They're funding the game. I tried to fucking warn you guys. I said this is, and then also, by the way, this was 11 years ago.
Oh, I remember this one. The salt.
11 years ago.
There's no volume, buddy.
I was pissed off about these fucking store mounts.
That's what made him. It was all these store mount rants.
This is what they did to me, man. And everybody was laughing at me, calling me stupid. Well, who's stupid now? I was fucking right.
Warcraft back in the day, and this was announced as your leaderboard reward for the different tiers you make.
Oh, yeah, it's over there.
You get a gold-based one. You make platinum.
Well, it's a generic salt shaker. If you didn't have it, you could just go to the dollar store, buy a new one, and say that it's the same one, you know?
Gameplay, excitement, and rewards.
Just saying, it wasn't any fancy-ass salt shaker.
On the leaderboard. Instead of having the artist work on something that is locked behind a $65 paywall, why not make this the reward for hitting diamond tier on a leaderboard? Something I really...
Yeah, that's a good idea, because, it shines, sparkles.
That's just how it is.
About my own content is that the further that you chase the monetary value and the revenue generated with your business over increasing the value provided to the consumer, the worse your overall content becomes.
I think that's actually a really good way to look at it, and I think he's totally right. Is that like the focus isn't really about creating a good value for the consumer, it's about creating money. And whenever your focus is on like making money rather than making good content, then people aren't going to enjoy it. It's actually really kind of common sense, obvious, but whenever you lay it out like that.
You know, that is a good point, because I will say, although, I don't know, it doesn't really have anything to do with money. Maybe? I don't know. It depends which way you look at it. But, you know, like I said earlier, I was pretty much 100% happy with WoW until BFA. And I dealt with BFA and I dealt with Shadowlands, but ultimately Dragonflight was the expansion that actually made me skip days of playing WoW. And why? It was the hand-me-down mounts. Yeah, it's all the trading post crap where, you know, the, you know, amount, you know, like Tyrael's Charger and like all these mounts that I have being handed down. I feel like, and I know that has nothing to do with the shop, except Tyrael's was on the shop, so I guess that is a real money one. But it does go to one of his points, and that's that instead of focusing on content, they're focusing on these mounts that people are crying that they weren't playing the game back in the day, so they couldn't get it. And that wouldn't be such a big deal if they would just like reskin them, you know, so that, you know, us that did get it can get something else, you know? Like, why we being punished for the losers that didn't play fucking 20 years ago, you know?
My argument would be that the focus on making the horse as cool as possible to drive the monetization
get as many people as possible to buy it.
Of your in-game shop, putting the best content there so that people go there, takes away from the innate value of making people go to the game in general. I think that this horse is a fantastic example of one such decision made where this could be the reward for an upcoming incentivized leaderboard that has...
Now, I could pause this video and then play my video from 8 years ago.
It is paused.
Saying the exact same thing. Like, for example, I'm going around... So, like...
A dragon in the entire game, and the only way you can get it is by paying money. And so there's no other way except for it's, you know, completely paywalled, you know, to get...
I'm just gonna say, I bought that guy. He is beautiful. I don't care what you say about store mounts. That mount is beautiful. It changes colors. And I'm a girl. It's a girl mount. Just saying. Yeah.
Get this mount that you see all over the place. And, you know, is this an accident? Of course not. You know, are they advertising like kind of subliminally advertising, you know, the...
Yep. I fucking said it.
Hype around it that in-game players are excited to dive into, and then you hit them with, check out this cool fucking horse.
You know, I don't think it's that anyone really disagreed with him back then. Like, maybe some people, you know. But I think it's just that people didn't give a shit. You know? Like, I think I can safely say that majority of us knew it was going down a bad road the minute you start selling stuff. If you do make money off of it, clearly it's yeah. It's like any business, right? You're gonna keep selling. And yeah, I don't think anyone really disagreed with his thoughts. Well, like I said, some. But, you know, because I thought the similar way. The only difference is I didn't give a shit, because at the end of the day, it's a game. It's, it's no different than, it's like, I don't know, take fast food, for example. You fucking enjoy that for the 5 minutes that it takes you to eat it, and then done. Right? Like, yeah. At least you're getting a little more enjoyment out of a fucking store mount or something. Unless you don't use it. But yeah, I just think it's a matter of people didn't really care.
The best one we've made so far, coming to Diablo 4 for free at different tiers depending upon your leader. Show your friends how far you got on the leaderboard. So imagine on the BlizzCon stage when they're announcing this gauntlet, instead of just show yourself where you're on the leaderboard, it's show yourself where you're on the leaderboard and get something for your goal other than just a leaderboard icon.
Nope. Because clearly, did he play D3? I don't know much about what's his name again? Microtransaction. But the bots would get it all because that's what happens on the leaderboards. You think those are gonna be actual players? the top numbers are gonna be all bots, like it always is. It's like we always want the leaderboards, but we know damn straight what's gonna happen with them.
Etc. Everywhere you go in the game, people will see this horse. It is a game that we purposely have made with other players in the world. And now those other players will know how much you're committed to our world.
Oh, he's pulling up a chatter.
Itself.
It's so funny when he pulls up a chatter because, like, on one hand, the chatter should know better, right? Like, you're gonna get pulled up, right? And then him, like, why? I get that it's content, but man, the fact that he pulls up every, like, chatter that says something he doesn't like. Same room, same topic, same result. Yeah, okay, I don't think he'll pull him up for very long.
Build value and pride in your own character's achievements, which
I didn't
builds
think
your
so.
audience retention within the game. And the longer that people are still playing the game and the longer they're in there, then they might take time to go look in your shop.
Well, that's right. Because, like, here's the thing. I would have a chance, like, right now, my chances of buying a microtransaction in Diablo 4 are 0%. And the reason why is because I'm not playing Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Whenever I play POE, my chances of buying a microtransaction in the league are probably like 70 to 80%. But if the league doesn't excite me, if I don't feel like playing the game at that league, my chances of playing it are of buying a microtransaction are also 0%. And that's the problem, is that, like, they constantly put things that are really, really cool in stores rather than in the game. And guess what happens? Well, then people don't have a motivation to come back and play the game. Like, it's just not a great motivator. Hey, come back and play this game so you can spend money to use to run around with a cosmetic. Like, no, who gives a fuck about this? And it's like, I know people do it, but
I think it's all right if you like the cosmetic. Like, where the real problem is, and WoW hugely has this problem, and I've been a victim of it as well, but where the real problem is when you buy something just for your collection. Like, you don't plan on using it, you're just buying it because you are collecting things, or you do, there's the old things add-on, right? Or you're competing for the Azeroth thing, like, yeah. I think that's where the problem is. But if you're gonna use the transmog or use the mount, then I think it's worth the money, because it's kind of like you're treating yourself to something, right? And you're gonna use it anyway, and mounts are only 20, what is it, $25? Yeah. It's different in D4 though, because like this is a $65 fucking horse, This, yeah. At least in WoW, while there isn't technically saddles, like saddles in WoW is a horse because it's PvP. But like cosmetic saddles don't really exist, so you get a fully decorated horse. Well, mount. Not always a horse, right? Whereas D4, for starters, okay, first point here is that it's only horses. There are no other fucking mounts. It is literally just a fucking horse. And then on top of that, you gotta pay like another extra amount for the cosmetics so that your horse looks nice. It's like this plain ass horse, and then yeah. I think the $65 horse, it's decorated. Clearly we just saw, but I don't know. Is it worth $65? I don't know.
But the truth is that...
But he does have a point when he said, I don't play the game, so I'm not going to buy it, but, I play POE, so chances are I will buy it. That's the same reason why I don't really have much in D4, because I haven't really been playing it a whole lot. But over in WoW, there's not anything for me to buy off of the shop because I clear the shop all the fucking time. Yeah, Asmon would hate me. I am definitely a shop purchaser, but that's the difference. WoW, I play all the time. It's fucking worth it. But not gonna buy a $65 horse in a game that I play one day every season.
Microtransactions make more money whenever more people play the game. Like, for example, the reason why the Celestial Steed made more money than StarCraft 2 is because everybody was playing WoW. If they released the Celestial Steed today, when the game's not as popular, people wouldn't have bought it, and it wouldn't have made that much money. Because the bigger target market you have, the more people that are, the more fish in the ocean there.
Right?
Well, the more...
That guy in chat. And now everyone has it for free from the trading post. That's exactly it. That's one thing that has kind of upset me about WoW, is that they think they can just fix the fucking game by giving people these mounts that they missed out on long ago. And it's like, wow, tell me that you design your game around mounts without telling me you design your game around mounts. Like, seriously, like that's the thing that you're making all the fucking content. Like, that's literally the Dragonflight content, is basically people getting these fucking mounts that already existed. Yeah.
Things that you can potentially catch.
Like, make something
Pretty
new.
Simple.
So in my opinion, there actually is a little bit of a miscalculation if you put the best looking cosmetics in these shops. While I don't mind selling cosmetics as a general philosophy, I think that's okay.
I don't really care.
When you do the best looking ones, the shit that people really want in a game that has achievements, that is when you start to get a mismatch. Then you throw in the fact that the game itself has high monetary cost associated with it from the start, with a $70 price tag.
I think you still need to work on your content, though, because I'm just going to say, as a WoW player, if the game isn't good, then that's where people pay other people to do things for them, right? In WoW, that's a big thing. Like, mythic current raid mounts. People buy those runs, right? And you think someone who is already disliking D4 is going to want to do the hardest content for the prettiest fucking mount? Fuck no. They'll pay someone. Yeah. So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you gotta the content has to be way better to warrant it.
Tag. Then we start to see a more clear picture of you really don't want to sell things that are too expensive that are also the best looking things in the game, or at least
it's you know what, you know, people say it's the best of both worlds. This is like the worst of all worlds.
I don't know how much is okay. We could go to the buy more. We have 0 because I don't even have an account. But the portals are 185. That doesn't seem like a high number, right? Yeah. Oh, that one's 300. Okay, so all those portals are shop portals. I really thought they would have been challenges, right? Yeah, I guess I should have known. I should have known they would have been a shop thing. Where's the one with the stairs? I really liked that one. Where's the stairs? Oh, no, that's not it. Man, I think they've... Oh, there it is. 300. Of course, I'd like one of the priciest. I feel... Whoa! There's a fucking cat in that one. I think that person that did that video... you know, they need to update their portal video. Okay, anywho. How much is 300 coins? Let's see. What's the cost of a decent-ass portal? Well, technically, you can get a cheap portal for like 85, but, yeah. Buy more. And... so it'd be like $30. That's a pretty expensive portal, though. I'm just gonna say $30 for a portal. But the way I see it is every time you go back to town, you're using a portal, right? So if you're playing a lot, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for years, probably, I don't know, ever since it came out, I've been using the Love is in the Air Hearthstone on my druid. And I've, you know, clearly it's because I hearth a lot, and, you know, every time I hearth, I see the hearts, and, you know, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. It's all what you want to see, right? So I'd say if I played enough of POE, $30 for a portal is a decent investment. You know, just don't collect them all. Yeah. Damn, look at this shit. Whoa. Poor guy. You could get squashed. Told you. $160? What the fuck? I guess you do get a lot. Supporter? Is this for POE 2? What are these supporter packs? Damn. What is this for? Like, the game is already out. What exactly are you supporting? It's got to be for POE 2, right? It says core. I don't know if that means something. Aw. Oh, do you get a shirt as well? That's pretty pricey, though. Let's see. Yeah. Hmm. Man, there is a lot of supporter packs. That's actually a pretty nice transmog. Oh, do you get the pet? Oh, yeah. Starter packs. There's only one starter pack. Why do they say starter packs? Man, that's crazy how many supporter things there are, though. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, interested by something I don't even play. Although, I think we might check it back out. There's definitely some cool stuff in this game.
You have like other games where it's like the microtransactions are like, okay, well, Diablo 3 at least, right? Well, the game sucks, but at least there's no microtransactions. It's just that, but like with Diablo 4, it's like every single thing is the
Buddy, I know you think D3 sucked, but it was good. Like, in my personal opinion, it was kind of awesome to not have microtransactions and be hooked to seasons. You know, like, yeah. Yeah, I really don't have anything. The only bad thing I could say about D3 is that they stopped caring about the seasons after, I don't know, season. I stopped at, I think it was season 15 when I stopped like doing every single season and like gaining, you know, over 1,000 Paragon and all that. But other than that, yeah, I'd say it was a pretty good run. You know, I did 15 seasons. Like, you know, I had. Did I have all the pets? If I didn't, they were pets that couldn't be obtained anymore. I do know I was still after the stupid rainbow wings. I never did get those. Yeah. But I played the fuck out of D3. I thought it was good. Yeah.
the worst. How do you do this?
To be fair, I remember, of course, this changed when D3 started, you know, not wanting to upgrade their seasons. But when seasons were half decent, D3 players hated POE players. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they became POE players. But I remember it felt exactly like D2 and D3 players being in the same chat. You know, there was always, you know, the D2's better, D3's better, blah blah blah. And it was exactly like that with POE and D3.
That's my opinion as I think about it longer.
You're paying them to rob you.
Does this monetization ruin Diablo 4? No. Does the poor those
it doesn't.
ruin Diablo 4? No.
It makes it
Maybe
worse,
they're
though.
A little expensive. But is it a missed opportunity?
I don't know if it makes it worse. Like, I think it's bad that they're selling, You know, they could be earned in game. But does it make it worse? I don't know. It makes it nothing to me, you know, like you buy it or you don't. It has no impact on the gameplay. Yeah. It's like I don't agree with a $65 horse and 30, well, I don't know. We can let the portal slide because it's $30, but you're getting 5 portals and 1,000 currency. So like really what's $30 when you're getting that many things, right? But it has no impact on how good the game is. Yeah. The games could be you know, the same amount of good with or without it.
I would argue that every single time that they do something like this, it makes the game worse. I'm not saying...
I think it does. It does make the game worse because people see it more as a microtransaction type game, but like you gotta be fucking blind to not see that already. Like this ain't the first $65 horse. You know? Hell, the fucking game alone was over $100. Well, if you're a Canadian. I guess if you're American, you know, what was it? 70 for the cheap pack, 90 for the expensive one. Yeah. I paid 120. Yeah.
Saying it's killing the game, it's not killing the game, but it is making it worse.
Yes. So if you're asking me today what I would have implemented if I was the one running Diablo 4, this cool horse would have been done in different tiers as a reward for the leaderboard. It would have been announced at the BlizzCon stage saying, here's your gold, platinum, diamond version. Yeah. Go climb, try to get it. I understand that there will always be people that will push back about anything that would then state that, hey, well, I don't have the time all day to earn the diamond horse. I'm annoyed about that, and this is only...
I have always hated when people say shit like that because I'm just gonna say, you know, if you don't got the time, it's just a game. You know, like if you don't got the time, then you don't earn it. Like there should be no special privileges to people because they have a family or, you know, they work a lot or whatnot. You know, like you're either a gamer or you're not. You know, not to say you're not a gamer. You know, I work too, right? But you know, if you don't got the time or you're not able to make the time to earn a reward, then that's not our fucking problem, you know?
Content for the no-lifers, just like Uber crafting. I understand that. And my response to that as a company would be, get good, scrub. This is an ARPG.
Exactly.
It's a fucking video game.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have time to play the video game, you shouldn't get rewarded for playing the video game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, like, why is the solution to that you have to spend more of your money? Why isn't the solution something like rested experience?
Yeah, see, I am, you know, totally right. I'm with them on that one too, because that is the solution, right? It's like they're catering to these people who, you know, can't game, you know, whatever hours is required. And it's, yeah, like that's what brings in the pay to win aspect, right? Because then they hear those players bitching that they, you know, they got a family or they got to work or, you know, like whatever, they got shit in their life, you know? And it's like, you can work around that. I'm just saying, you know, as someone, you know, who had an extremely busy life through Vanilla, BC, and Wrath. I was a single mom, working 3 jobs, playing the fuck out of WoW, you know, and I'm just gonna say, you know, maybe I couldn't get a shit ton of playtime, you know, I had to tend to the kids and, you know, do my jobs, of course, but, you know, you make time, right? If you want to game, you make time, right? There's, you know, the kids gotta go sleep sometime, you know, and at some point, people don't have to work 3 jobs anymore, I don't think, you know, unless you're in that situation, right? But yeah, I just have never understood that fucking logic, you know? It's the same thing with, like, the mounts that I was telling you guys earlier that they just hand out. You know, it's like, when did it become our fucking problem that you didn't play the game in 2004? Like, why is it our problem that you weren't born yet? Or why is it our problem that you weren't a gamer then? like, you know, and that's gaming in a nutshell now, is these people who just think they deserve everything because they pay for the game, you know?
Or some sort of design that makes things easier over time, like the ICC buff. Like, why is the solution to you having limited time to play the game that saying, like, well, now that you have limited time to play the game, well, now we're just going to charge you more money? It's just, it's so weird that, like, that's the dichotomy that people create.
That's the solution because they know they can get away with it. Because the reality is that these people don't have the time, right? Because they got their family and their job and whatever other, you know, excuses to not gamer. And they want to, you know, like, they got friends that game, right? So they need to stay competitive with their friends, and that's where the money comes in, right? If they don't got the time to play, then they gotta pay to keep up with their friends so that they can still, like, take WoW, for example, right? Say you're busy and you can only put, I don't know, 2 hours a day into WoW. You're never gonna get geared enough to raid or M+. Like, no one's gonna ever fucking take you, right? So you pay someone to gear you up. And I'm not saying this is the way it should be, but this is the way it is, right? They pay someone to gear them up so that they can be competitive, so that they can get that mount that will vanish at the end of the season, or the fucking mythic raiding mount that will go from being 100% to 1%. You know? Like, yeah. And those are the ones that pay the most money, are the ones that don't have time to game. Yeah.
Create that, like, because I'm working and making money, then the developer should charge me money to be able to get the rewards in the game. No, you already bought the fucking game. Like, why not just expect the game as a baseline to play better and to have better rewards? And this is the problem that a lot of people have. And I think this has been an issue for a long time. Because what the problem is that you have people that get focused and fixated on this kind of stuff, and they don't realize that the entire game is built around creating a funnel to the shop. That's why Lost Ark has only 3 Una's tasks a day that you can do. Do you think this is like a real gameplay choice? No, it wasn't. The honing rates, like everything in the game, the DNA of the game is pay-to-win DNA. Okay? It is pay-to-win DNA. And you can't, like, just reverse that and take it out, because if you do that, everything else in the game unravels. That's the point. And I think this is what the issue is that video games that are pay-to-win are designed to be inconvenient or annoying to play without paying to win. That's what happens. Not everyone has time to play a game for 10 plus hours a day. Yes, the core audience shouldn't get the backburner, but it's also important to give options for casuals, since casuals are the ones buying stuff. But if people don't have the option to play 10 hours a day.
The thing is, and even, if we're talking nowadays, even with WoW, you don't gotta play 10 hours a day anymore to, like, this whole logic of you gotta play 10 hours a day to get the shit. If you're playing 10 hours a day to get the stuff, then you suck. Like, I'm just gonna say, because, a lot of these games have made the systems easier so that you can get things faster. If it's taking you 10 fucking hours to do what you need to do, like in WoW, in 10 hours, I could do a few M pluses. I could do a raid, some world quests, and I don't know, maybe a couple of extra things. I can do a lot in fucking 10 hours. So, yeah. It's like you don't need to play 10 hours to accomplish shit.
Then why not create a better option in the game?
Not nowadays. Back in vanilla, yeah, you had to put fucking 12 hours. All the hours you were awake, you had to put in.
That will allow them to achieve goals at their own pace. Why is the solution to that to charge them more money? That's the dichotomy that I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's stupid. I literally just explained that.
You need to play the game to get the rewards.
Imagine that.
And then I would have made the game fun so that people want to play the game. That is my opinion on this. I don't think there's anything wrong with having content locked behind actually having to play the game. In fact, I think a lot of people want to play the game so much to get
people
these
work
kinds
towards
of
rewards.
achievements.
Yeah, they do, of
I
course.
think that's perfectly acceptable. In fact, you want items that players cannot get because they aren't good enough to get there.
Yeah, it's so weird to me that, like, these casual dad Andes, like, you would imagine, like, these guys work for a living. Like, you should be able to understand the value of your money more than anybody.
Yeah.
Like, why is the solution to you not being able to play the game a whole lot? Like, why shouldn't they try to provide you with a better?
I think that's exactly it, though. The key word that he said was these guys. I'm just gonna say, if anyone out there is competitive in the fucking gaming world, it's men. Especially men against other men. It's all about whose dick is fucking bigger. And yeah, of course they're gonna pay money. Especially if you're playing a game that has a super competitive aspect to it and is very popular and is, the hype game. Yeah.
Better baseline experience rather than try to expect you to give them more money because you can't play the game. What the fuck? What kind of cuck shit is this?
Have all the gladiator mounts in World of Warcraft. And I'm not salty crying that I think it's Blizzard's fault. I think I just sucked at Arena. That is my problem to fix. I think it would have been the same thing, and that would have been my counter to that argument when it comes to items like this one. At least that's my take on this situation.
Well, he's totally right. I completely agree with him. Like, this is, it's, honestly, I cannot believe that, like, just...
Man, that was the longest... like this video about the $65. Oh my god. It's like, this is why I have, I know that his community thinks he's like always extending his videos, and I guess he is, but he hasn't met me. and, and like, fuck, this $65, we're gonna have to seriously edit this one. A long ass. There's technically 2 videos in this one because I went and watched that Portal video.
Average casual dad gamers have been mind fucked into thinking that the way for them to solve this problem is, or the way that, like, oh, well, I don't have time to play the game, so the solution to me not being able to play the game is that I have to spend more money. Why the fuck do you have to spend more money? You already bought the game. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It makes me so mad. It does. It's boomer. It doesn't even make any sense. It's crazy. Dumb as fuck for doing that.
And the funniest part is that new expansion's coming out soon, right? Like, I don't know how soon, but people were already, I think they had done, people were talking about how it might be 100, right? And I think that all came from a poll that Blizzard did. And usually when they do these polls, they've already made their mind up. It's like the WoW polls. All those polls they did with WoW, they don't give a fuck what you answer. They don't care what you think. They've already made their mind up. They're just doing a poll to make you think that they give a shit about your opinion. But the reality is, whatever that poll is about, if it's like, oh, do you want to see a $40 mount? You're going to see a $40 mount. They've already decided, right? So I think that expansion will be 100. Yeah. So $65 horse and then $100 expansion.
Yeah, that's gotcha logic. No, I don't know what it is, but yeah, there's a video. This is a great video. I definitely agree with them. Yeah, many people equate money with time.
I kind of do, to an extent. I am a person that likes to earn stuff. That probably comes from being a vanilla WoW player, though, because that's how I was introduced to the game, was earning my way through it, right? But I'm not gonna lie, I buy a token once in a while, because sometimes actually all the time, I don't want to farm golds. Like, ever since I got more accomplished in my mount farms and my transmog farms, and those runs don't give me enough money anymore because I don't run them all anymore, that's kind of when I would start buying like a token here and there. Like, I don't buy it a lot, but I would say I buy probably like 2 a year. Yeah, so one every 6 months, or whenever like I'm low on gold, because I don't gold farm, right? So I'll spend it, but I don't spend it fast. I'll just like repair here and there, and then once it's starting to get lower than 100k, I'll buy a token, get 200, 300k, and and then we're good for a little bit. And I do that because of what he just said. I find that aspect to be more worth my time, because to me, and I know this is a hot take here because there are people that play WoW strictly to gold farm, but to me, gold farming is not playing the game. So I would rather just buy the token and play the game. Yeah.
It's like the entire paradigm of it is flawed. You shouldn't have to spend more money because you don't have time to play a video game. The game should be changed in a way that makes it fulfilling for you on a baseline. Like,
You know, back in the day, people who didn't have time to play video games played like solitaire. Maybe solitaire is their game. Maybe that's the only game they got time to play.
What the fuck? Like, how is it? There's no accomplishment if you spend $30. Who that? What is going on here? Oh my god, how is this happening? Like I don't know why, but I'm having some kind of fucking like crisis in my mind right now, because for the better part of 20 years, this has been the foundation that people base their thinking on.
Didn't he spend tons of money? Like, what was it, Genshin? That he used to roll all those characters? Like, he just said you don't spend money, you don't get what did he just say? You don't get anything accomplishing if you spend money. But did he not spend like hundreds of dollars trying to get the proper character in one of his gacha games? I think it was Genshin, but I don't remember. They're all fucking same.
What's the difference between this and Fendom? Yeah, true. Like, what is this? Like, why is it like this? It doesn't even make sense. Is there an achievement, an accomplishment in mindless grinding? I mean, that's a completely different debate. We can get into that for like 3 different directions.
Yeah, someone in chat said phone gamers. 100 fucking %. That's why I know a lot of people have disagreed with me on this one when I say phone gamers aren't real gamers. But the reality is those are the people that are buying things instead of earning them, right? Because for the most part, if you're playing phone games, it's because you're not at home, so you're probably playing like at work or something, and like those are the people that don't have time to game, right? Majority anyway, not all of them. So like those are the suspects,
right? Should there be rewards for people that like that? I personally don't find any value in that. Like, whenever I see somebody that's grinded a really long achievement, I can be like, wow, that's pretty impressive that somebody did that. But like, I'm not really going to give a fuck about it, if that makes sense, you know? You work for money and can't play, and then you pay money because you can't play enough, and then
I've kind of been like that because I'm definitely an achievement person in WoW. But over the years, I think I've come to the realization that, like, when I die, it's not gonna say, she was great at doing achievements in WoW. Although I could make it say that, I guess. But you know what I mean. Like, it's not gonna matter. It doesn't matter now. It's not gonna matter then. Yeah.
need to work to make more money, make up for the money that you spend. Yes. I don't understand how this happened. How the fuck did this happen? As someone who's bought cosmetics or bought gacha rolls, I've never done it because I didn't have time. It's literally just because that was the only way to obtain those things. If you're mad that you have to work hard in the game for something, you also complain about having to work. It just seems like a complete fallacy.
Really? Is that chatter defending spending money because there was no other way to get the item? Really? Wow. I don't think that's how it works, buddy.
Well, not really, because so people complete menial tasks at a job for money, and really it's not that people are complaining whenever they say that you have to work for something in a game, what they're really saying is that the reward loop for the game isn't worth it. That's really what they're saying. It's not about whether they
I feel that way with a lot of the pep battle achievements. They're like worth 5 fucking points, and like you spend days getting them. You know? Like, yeah. I feel like out of all the achievements I do in WoW, it's the pet ones that irk me the most, because it can entail a lot of work and you get 5 points, whereas every other one's like 10, 20, 25.
have to work for it or not, because I think that with all of those people, they can probably think of multiple instances you could ask them, and they'll be able to come up with multiple instances of whenever they did work for something in a game and they felt good about it. So it's not about, it's kind
Mine is the world event achievement. Yeah. Out of all the achievements I've done, the one that, like he said, did the work, feel good about it. Yeah. The world event, which is the meta for every holiday. Yeah. That one took a bit. But, well, I guess, I don't know. When did that achievement come out? I guess it didn't take too long, because I got it in 2012. And achievements came out in 2006. Because for those that don't know, WoW didn't launch with achievements. Lich King brought it. Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish like if we're gonna have achievements, I wish that they either launched it with vanilla, or they put your achievement, like when you earned things, as that date, because it kind of sucks to like see some of my earliest achievements be during Lich King, when I know damn straight I earned them in vanilla. But, it's like what you do when achievements weren't implemented until, the second expansion.
of like what I was saying about like the problem with price isn't necessarily the price number, it's the value proposition. That's why people would pay $100 for something like Baldur's Gate or Elden Ring or Grand Theft Auto 6, but they don't want to pay that much money for Immortals of Avenum or for Diablo 4. And what's the difference there? I mean, they're all games, so that's clearly...
Speaking of, I have recorded a few Elden Ring videos for the channel, and I didn't spend $100, buddy. Elden Ring, and this is why I bought it, right? Because I was at Walmart because I had to pick up a couple of work shirts, right? And so, I always walk over to like the electronics section to see, what's going on. And I saw it for, no joke, Canadian prices, $50. Yeah. And I was like, damn, that game's usually, like 80. I didn't know it's 100. Maybe 100's like some, that like this was a physical game, right? Maybe 100's like the digital fucking whatever bonus shit. But yeah, so I bought it and I have started playing it. If I get to the editing, maybe you guys will see it soon.
Really not the common denominator. So the problem is the value proposition. And the value proposition for these grinds in games aren't fun. It's not rewarding. Cosmetics should just be able to be bought with currency earned in the game and bought with real money. Oh, I don't know. If you can buy, like, this is my perspective with like any cosmetic that you get in a game that you can buy, right? Is that it means nothing. Like, I have a really good Honkai Star Rail account.
You know what bugs me about the cosmetics that are sold is that you gotta buy a currency to get another currency, to use that currency on another currency that gets you the currency that is required for the item. It's like, I hate that shit. You know, that is annoying.
And it means literally nothing because I just spent money in the game, and because I spent money, my characters are stronger. There's no skill to that. There's no effort involved. There was no real planning for that. It was just you spend money and then you win.
Yeah, I don't like that aspect. I think that's why I've never complained about the WoW store, because the WoW store is not player power. It's just mounts, pets. Like, it's just good for nothing cosmetics, pretty much. Like, just for show. It's like playing Barbie house, you know? Like, that's pretty much what WoW is, right? You're a Barbie doll dressing up. You know? Like, it's basically WoW in a nutshell. Yeah. And so because of that, I've never really cared too much about the shop. But if player power was in there, yeah, you know, like if you're buying legit current expansion gear, then I'd start having a problem with it. Yeah.
And also, for reference, work in a game shouldn't actually be work. Work in a game should be something that's fun and fulfilling to do. Well, ideally, in real life, your work should be fun and fulfilling too. Or at least fulfilling. Fun is much more hard to describe. But, you know, you should hopefully work at a job that you find fulfilling too. I mean, that's the best case scenario. I mean, obviously, it's not perfect. But, you know, it's not always what happens. But you would hope that. You said earlier, this horse on the shop is on the shop, therefore it's worthless. Yeah, it is. You get a bunch of other players telling you your account is cool and that's it. I just can't believe that people hold value in that. It's so sad to see what's happened, man. It really is. The $65 helps with the development of the game. Yeah, I mean, as I said, man, like, it's really sad because, like, if I go and I look at some of the
items,
these like Chinese New Year cosmetics, I'm not joking, I'm not lying whenever I say that if these things were obtainable, like, if I had to kill Uber Duriel in the season to get this, I'd go back and I'd play the game again. Because I think this is really fucking cool, man. And then, like, if you go back and you look at some of these other sets that they have, let me see if I can pull it up. He did go through some of these, right? Yeah, he did. Like, dude, that is fucking awesome. That's so cool. So it's like, yeah, I would go back and earn this, but I don't want to go back and just buy it. You're not the target audience for these. It's the 3 hours a week players. I guess so,
right.
But it's just weird to see, man. It really is. Honkai Star Rail is actually not that bad because it's inherently single player, but obviously there's arguments for why microtransactions in a single player game, but at least Hoyoverse reinvests back into their games. There is definitely a spectrum of, like, spending money in Honkai Star Rail.
That comment. Oh god, that's so me. The comment was Asmon is what was it, once a month? Let me back it. Yeah, right there. Asmon is the 1 hour a month target. I feel like that's me with Diablo 4. Let's see the time gap between my last Diablo 4 stream and then the one next to it. I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty long. Okay, let's see. So the last time was 2 weeks ago. Wow. Wow. And the other one's 2 months ago. And the reason I'm saying wow is because my last stream was my first day in season 3, Season of the Construct. And then the stream I did of D4 before that was my first day in season 2. and then the stream I did before that one for D4 was me. The title is Finally Continuing the D4 Campaign I started 5 months ago. Wow. Yeah, that's and that one was 3 months ago. So yeah, exactly. Well, they say 1 hour a month. I'm not quite that bad, but I would say we play it once a month, and I average like 4 hours to 8 hours. My last Diablo stream was 8 hours.